And again, today you insisted that the president didn't make this decision because of a medical condition. It wasn't about his health. Yesterday you said that he couldn't finish a second term if he won one. So was this decision to step out of the race just a political calculus? He just didn't think he could beat Trump?
I don't have anything else to add to what the president said himself last night, to what he penned and released to the American people on Sunday. Don't have anything more to add to that. He wanted to unite the country. He wanted to pass the torch. He felt after 50 plus years of public service, the time was to do just that. I don't have anything else to add.
Do you have anything to add on what he teased about proposing reform to the Supreme Court?
So that is something certainly that the president would talk to more about in the upcoming weeks. Just for some folks who may have missed that, he said last night, I'm going to call for Supreme Court reform because this is critical to our democracy. Supreme Court reform. And I answered this question, I said this part of to a question yesterday. He believes if you are serving in high office, you should be held to transparency, accountability, and you should be held to a high ethics. That's what the president believes. I'm certainly not going to get ahead of the president, and he will have more to share with all of you soon. Tyler.
I know many of my colleagues have asked these questions, and just given the historic nature of the announcement and the decision, I think it's important to get some more transparency. You just said that the president thought long and hard about the decision to exit the race, but also yesterday you said that he made a decision on Saturday night, and prior to that,
you could still think about something long and hard if he started thinking about it on Saturday night and finally made his decision on Sunday.
That doesn't seem like a...
I mean, that's your assumption. But that is your assumption. Not everybody will have that same assumption or thought, right? I mean, it is a decision that he felt that he needed to make, and that was the TikTok of it, if you will. We were laying out to you how it happened, and that's how it happened. That's how the president said it happened.
And do you expect the president to address any further his decision-making process? As my colleagues have asked, we don't feel that we have gotten the clarity about how he made this monumental decision, and so obviously we would love an opportunity to ask him questions himself, but barring that, do you think we should expect any more clarity?
Look, the president's going to make his decision on his own on how much more he wants to share. Obviously, he gave an Oval address and addressed the American people, as he said he was going to do in his letter back on Sunday. And he had a letter on Sunday as well. Maybe there'll be more that he wants to share. We have 6 months. Certainly the president enjoys taking all of your questions. He'll continue to do just that. I don't have anything to share beyond what you've heard from the president on Sunday and his Oval address to the American people last night.
Just one last one on sort of the next 6 months. We just asked Kirby about this, but is there anything you can tell us about how operations at the White House may change, the president's schedule may change, anything else that reflects, obviously, he has a lot more time now that he's not going to be a full-time?
I mean, you're right. He has a lot more time now. He won't be a candidate. That is true. And the president said he wants to continue his, obviously, as he was doing before, continue and solely focused on being president and what that means and for the American people and delivering and building on unprecedented successes that he's been able to get done, right? We still have a lot more to do. We still have to make sure I was just out about the Supreme Court, right? He mentioned that in his speech. I won't get ahead of that. That is something that he cares about. The ethics, right, and transparency, something he wants to make sure that is addressed. Again, not going to get ahead of the president, but he gave a little bit of that. He laid out what he's done for almost 4 years and making sure we're building on that, whether it is continuing to lower costs. He talked about that. Bringing down inflation, creating good-paying jobs. All of these historic legislation that he was able to get done, they still have to be implemented, right? Whether it's the Chips and Science Act, whether it's the infrastructure bill, whether it's the Inflation Reduction Act. There's still a lot of work to get done to make sure that we deliver the good things, the good components of those now laws to the American people. Still a lot to get done. He's focused on it, and we will certainly have more to share. As you know, he's going to be going to Austin on Monday, and so, stay tuned. Stay tuned. Go ahead.
Thank you, Greg.